The Cotton Candy Catastrophe at the Texas State Fair by Dottie Enderly, illustrated by Chuck Gailey. The Texas State Fair is in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But we all know in Houston, we don't have the state fair, but we have rodeo. Kind of this, it's very similar. Cotton Candy Catastrophe at the Texas State Fair. Look at him. He's got a Texas shirt and cowboy hat. Big old buckle. I like it. Look at that boy. He running with his money. Hot dogs for sale. The Cotton Candy Catastrophe at the Texas State Fair. When Jake walked into the Texas State Fair, he passed up the funnel cakes and popcorn and nachos and the corn dogs and headed straight to the cotton candy booth. He placed his money on the counter and grinned up at Miss Pearl Jackson, the lady twirling the pink feathery confection. Miss Pearl grinned right back, but when Jake walked away with his treat, he didn't notice the long strand of cotton candy still attached to the spinning machine. 50 cents. Uh-oh, look at Miss Pearl. They scared. Look at those faces. Miss Pearl saw what was happening and quickly flipped the power switch. The machine didn't stop. The tub kept spinning and spinning and filling up with cotton candy. Oh my goodness, she cried. This machine is stuck. Oh my goodness, look at her face. That's cotton candy everywhere. The cotton candy grew larger and larger, and it swirled like a Texas tornado, twisting and twirling and trapping Miss Pearl in a giant candy web. And there he goes, just walking with his stuff. This says Texas. The machine continued to spin out of control. Cotton candy billowed over the side and slithered like a rattlesnake trailing on Jake's paper cone. As he strolled by the carnival games, the barkers yelling, "Step right out!" stepped right into icky mats of cotton candy. "What in tarnation is this?" one of them shouted. You see the games just like at the rodeo, but this is the state fair, a little different. They hopped into their game counters, crashing pyramids of balls, darts, and stuffed animals. Everything fell with a clank and clatter. Jake never looked back. Look, he's happy. There's the merry-go-round. There's Jake. When he passed the merry-go-round, the cotton candy attached itself to the carousel horses. The organ music played merrily as the candy bobbed up and down and round, wrapping up the riders like fancy pink birthday presents. Jake didn't notice. Ooh, look at that scary. Here lies a cowboy Randy. Seems he ate too much cotton candy. That's what this says right here. Midway through the midway, Jake came to his favorite attraction, the haunted house. He entered with the eerie feeling that something was sneaking behind him in the shadows. He clamped his eyes shut, took a deep breath, and bravely made his way through Dracula, the Wolfman, and the Mummy. However, ran screeching and screaming, and the cotton candy poofed out the windows, crawled down the sides, and crept along the new paths. Jake kept walking. Do you know what flag this is? We should. It's the Texas flag. Oh, do we see the animals? The cows and the longhorns, the sheep and the chickens. Oh, and the pig's hiding too. The cotton candy grew bigger and bigger. It rolled through the livestock pens like a tremendous tumbleweed, trapping the chickens, hogs, and longhorn steer. Even the sheep wore pink wool. Look at this. This is awesome. Scarlet Scruggs, the fair queen, shouted, "Run for your lives!" Folks scattered, but when Scarlet tried to dash off, she tripped on her Miss State Fair ribbon. Jake was unaware of the excitement behind him. Light bulbs shattered, carnival music skidded to a halt, and it was just about then when Jake seated himself on the Texas Star, the largest Ferris wheel in America. The cotton candy hitched itself on too, and the Ferris wheel became an enormous spinning wheel, weaving a king-size cotton blanket that covered the park. Oh, he got chicken with him. The Texas Star jolted to a stop with Jake on the very top. To his amazement, the entire park was wrapped in sticky cotton candy cocoon. People chomped and munched their way out. Others ran, grabbing their children and scrambling to the parking lot. Tires squealed and horns honked. It was a nightmare. But the worst off
I'm going this way.
But the worst sight of all was Big Tex, the 52-foot tall cowboy who greets his visitors as they arrive. He waved and shouted howdy in a flouncing new pink tutu with what a disgrace. Look at that cowgirl, her big old belt. This is called a bolet tie. Folks shouted for help. Call the police. Call the fire department. Call the Texas Rangers. But Jake had a better idea. Someone let me down, he shouted. Look, everybody's in a tizzy. A few men trudged forward and tugged the lever of the Texas Star, lowering Jake to the ground. And then, holding his paper cone high above his head, Jake found a trail unblazed by his cotton candy. He let it in and out, curving this way and that, until it became to the perfect place. Jake herded every bit of that cotton candy right into the cotton bowl. Firemen arrived and turned on their hoses, changing the monster cotton candy into puddles of sugar water. And with a whomp, 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 the machine ran out of cotton candy. Soon it was business as usual at the Texas State Fair. It suddenly occurred to Jake that he was still hungry. I think I'll have some taffy now. The end.